and in our souls, Texas is not for sale. Now I want to take a minute to say something about Senator Cornyn. I want to thank Senator Cornyn for his service to this state. John has dedicated much of his life to serving Texas. He's worked diligently for years to help Texas. And for that spirit of service to the Lone Star State and our nation, I'm very grateful. Thank you, John. So no matter who you supported in this race, whether it was me, Senator Cornyn, or you voted for someone different in March, I want to thank every single Texan, and I want to let them know that I want to earn your support. Tonight is not the end of a campaign. Tonight is the beginning of the fight to preserve every value we hold dear. The future of Texas and the future of America is on the line, and I intend to do everything I can to expand our movement. I've won 3 statewide elections because I know how critical it is for our party to come together, and that's what we must do now. Without a shadow of a doubt, I will be the Democrats' #1 target in November. Texas will be the radical left's #1 priority. But if there's one thing I know about Texans, it's that we're not going to let them take it. This campaign is not about red versus blue. It's about so much more. My opponent is the most extreme radical the Democrats have ever nominated. He's even running a vegan campaign, whatever that is. He goes by a few names that you may all have heard of. Some people know him as Tofu Tallarico. Some people call him Six-Gender Jimmy. I've even heard some people call him James Telefrico. And he wants boys and girls sports, gender mutilation surgery performed on kids. And when asked what he loved outside of his family and friends, you heard what Brandon Gill said. His first answer was trans kids. That's weird, and that's a radical guy. He's a threat to our prosperity and Texas economy. He said you can't be a Christian if you support the oil and gas industries. He wants to raise your taxes, and he won't do a single thing to lower costs for you and your family. And finally, he's a threat to our very way of life and our values. I mean, he's a vegan who thinks God is non-binary and that there's actually 6 biological sexes. It's hard to imagine someone more radical than that. No matter what he says or how much he raises, the reality is that James Tallarico is going to be nothing more than a Texas-based puppet for Chuck Schumer and the National Democrats. He wants the open borders policies of Biden, the woke agenda of AOC. He's going to push trillions more in spending. It's going to continue to drive up prices for all of us. He can never become our senator, but I need your help. We know James Tallarico is going to raise more money than any Democrat in America. So I need everyone watching to go to kenpaxton.com and donate right now and support this campaign. Every Democrat, and I would say every Republican, knows that if we lose this state, if Republicans lose this state, we lose the country. Amen. But I truly believe that together, not only will we win this race, but we can ensure that America's best days are ahead of us. Yes. You see, I'm not just running against the Democrats. I'm running to deliver for you, just as I have as Attorney General. I'm running to lower your cost of living because you deserve to be able to buy a home, afford groceries, and have a high quality of health care without being forced to stay up at night worrying about how you're going to pay your monthly premium or pay off your debt. In the Senate, I'll support President Trump's America First agenda and finally secure our nation's elections by passing the Save America Act. I've taken on big food and big pharma as Attorney General. And I'm going to continue doing that in the Senate because making America healthy again is critical for our nation's future. As Attorney General, I've sued some of the largest companies in the world like Netflix, Snapchat, and Roblox for taking advantage of our kids by exposing them to dangerous, addictive material. In Washington, I will not stop fighting to protect Texas children from big tech hurting our kids. We live in dangerous times, and that's exactly why I'll support our military and be ready to confront the threat from Communist China, which is our #1 geopolitical enemy. Just a few weeks ago, I helped establish the first ever detransition clinic in the country at Texas Children's Hospital. This will help kids reverse the damage caused by radical doctors who tried to transition them. And in the Senate, I will never back down from taking on the woke mob. I've also seen firsthand how bad judges can destroy our freedom and force a liberal agenda on Texas. That's why I will be dedicated to confirming judges who will uphold and defend the Constitution. So now it's time to finish this, Texas. We have until November to come together and bring as many people into this campaign as possible, defeat James Tallarico, and deliver for our state. I can't thank you enough for your support and your hard work and your vote. Thank you for making history. God bless you, God bless Texas, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
tracking that. We have a reporter out, Adam. You may have seen his live hit of Paxton speaking just a few moments ago, and we did hear that here as well. So yeah, this is a big race that we're going to keep looking at until the end of the night.
I believe we have our News Nation Washington correspondent Vinay Simlat standing by in Washington. Vinay, if you can hear us, talk to us about this race. This is a big deal.
Yeah, nationally, it's a huge deal, and that's because Senate Republicans are trying to hold on to their chamber, and they thought that it would be a lot easier to do with Senator John Cornyn as on the ballot, a 24-year incumbent in the Senate who was looking for another term, but President Trump got involved and endorsed Ken Paxton. And what's notable is the NRSC, the National Republicans who are trying to get the Republicans elected to the Senate, put out a statement about James Tallarico did not mention Ken Paxton by name. The NRSC also spent a lot of money during this primary trying to get Senator John Cornyn to stay in the race and make him the Republican nominee. Instead, they ended up with Ken Paxton as the nominee. Now, already you're seeing James Tallarico, the Democratic nominee, reach out to Cornyn voters, thanking Senator John Cornyn online for his service and telling Cornyn voters that they have a place in his campaign as well. Now, Senator Cornyn warned before this race, before this primary, before these elections, that if Ken Paxton were the nominee, it would cost the National Republicans more than $100 million to try to defend this seat in the Senate in Texas. And that could take away from other states across the country where Republicans are hoping to defend their seats in places like Maine, Ohio. They've got tough elections. And then they're trying to win a seat in Georgia. All of these made more complicated, Republicans believe, with the election of Ken Paxton with his victory in this primary.
And Vinay, how big a role do you think the president's endorsement played in all of this? It came pretty late.
Yeah, you saw as you were looking through the county-by-county results today just how much the counties swung from when Senator Cornyn, Congressman Hunt, and Attorney General Paxton were in that initial primary race back in March to what it looked like now. And Cornyn's campaign was hoping for that early vote to come through and be strong enough for him to create a buffer tonight for the Election Day vote, and that didn't end up happening. Almost immediately, those first votes that we got out as we were watching them here in the D.C. Bureau, they were very solidly Paxton, and he never looked back.
Of course, this is a big deal because Democrat has not won statewide office in Texas since 1994, and it appears they have a chance. Tallarico is a pretty strong candidate. Would you agree, Vinay?
Yeah, and already, as you said, Tallarico, the nominee, the NRSC is already trying to paint him as somebody who is too liberal for Texas. Ken Paxton's campaign started running ads against Tallarico over the weekend and last week. And then if you look nationally at what the Republicans are looking at for their map, Bill Cassidy was the sitting senator in Louisiana. His opponent was endorsed by President Trump. That's Congresswoman Julia Letlow. Cassidy ends up losing his seat. Thomas Massie running in Kentucky. President Trump endorsed his opponent. Massie ends up losing his seat. And now we saw it happen again with Senator John Cornyn in Texas.
All right, Vinay Simlat in Washington for us. Thank you so much. Thanks for all that insight. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Well, we got more races to follow.
We do, yeah. Let's go ahead and get you some more of the results. We have some local races, some big ones that we're following as well. If we can call up the lieutenant governor's race, we had a Democratic runoff for lieutenant governor between Austin State Rep. Vicki Goodwin taking on Marco Velez. And the winner in this race, it appears, is Vicki Goodwin, projected to win by the Associated Press. Another decisive victory here, close to 70% of the vote for Goodwin there. She will take on Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the Republican, in November. There are other candidates in the race as well, the Green Party candidate, Libertarian, and an independent as well. but likely this is between Goodwin and Ken Paxton. Also, we have the Attorney General. Now, this is a big race as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we are looking at the Attorney General race on the Republican side. We've got Mays Middleton, a former state senator and oil businessman. And then we also have Chip Roy, former U.S. congressman for the Austin area and aide to Ted Cruz. We have a individual that has already been endorsed in this race, I believe, correct?
Yeah, and we're actually looking at the numbers right now for those numbers. You can put them back up, Margaret. Those were the numbers for the Democratic Attorney General's race right now.
I'm on the wrong race.
No, it's okay. Between Nathan Johnson and Joe Jaworski, the former mayor of Galveston. Nathan Johnson there pulling out the victory. Another projected win. Nathan Johnson, 59% of the vote, defeating Jaworski. He will then take on the Republican in this race. And the last time we checked, now we can go to the Republican Attorney General race. The last time we checked, Mays Middleton did have the lead over Congressman Chip Roy, and it appears, if we can call up the numbers here, I can look them up right here. I have them as well. Let's see. Mays Middleton with about 56% of the vote compared to Chip Roy's 44% of the vote. So it appears Middleton leading, I should say at this point, leading the incumbent in this race.
Yeah. Exactly. We also have been looking at the other races, and that one that I wanted to talk about was the Travis County Commissioner for Precinct 4. And that's a railroad. There we go. And we have 63% of the votes in for this one, with George Morales leading the race with 57.8% of the votes for this.
One of the other big races is happening. It's Democratic Texas House District 49 here in Austin. I mentioned earlier that this district is a big chunk of Austin. It goes from the north,
yes.
It covers downtown, it covers the UT area, it goes all the way south of Congress, all the way to Sunset Valley between Mopac and I-35. So this is a good chunk of Austin. House District 49, this race between Montserrat Garibay and Kathy Towa, the former city council member. And it appears Montserrat Garibay is in the lead right now, 59% of the vote. The winner here, well, there is no Republican in this race, but there is a Green Party candidate. So whoever wins this race, Garibay in the lead right now, would take on that Green Party candidate in November. Sticking with some of the House races, now we have a Republican House District 37, U.S. House District. This is the kind of newly redrawn district number 37. The Democrat in this race is Greg Casar, who is taking over for Lloyd Doggett, who is retiring after representing the Austin area for a long time. Now Greg Casar won the nomination back in March. So he will take on, it's looking like he's going to take on Lauren B. Benya.
Not projected yet, but
clearly
in the lead
with 58% of the vote against Janelle Gary. Again, this is a newly redrawn district. Let's talk about U.S. House District number 17 now. This is a Democratic primary runoff. It was between Myla Flores and Casey Shepard, but Myla Flores dropped out of the race and actually endorsed Casey Shepard.
Pretty early
on. So just to let you know, House District 17, this covers a little bit of the Pflugerville area. This covers a little bit of Round Rock, covers all of Milam County, covers Waco. This is the district that's been represented by Congressman Pete Sessions for a long time, since 1996. So nearly 3 decades of Pete Sessions representing this area here. So it appears Pete Sessions, the incumbent, will take on Casey Shepard in November.
Yeah, and our very own digital data reporter is on all the projections on our website, and I'm taking a look at some of the projections that are just coming in. It looks like we have Cynthia Milonsi winning the Democratic side nomination for the Hays County Clerk. If we can pull that card up, that is one of the races that we were following. That was against Nico Costilla, and this position handles elections, records, and public filings for Hays County.
Another one, sticking with Hays County, the big race there, as well as the county judge race there. Democratic primary county judge, we have the incumbent, Ruben Becerra, losing tonight. The winner, Michelle Gutierrez Cohen, projected to win. She is the county commissioner there in Hays County. She represents precinct number 2, defeating the current county judge right now, Ruben Becerra, 58 to 42%. Now, there is a Republican in this race, so Gutierrez Cohen will take on Jeffrey Chihuahua, in November. He
Yeah.
is a Dripping Springs City Council member.
And Becerra has been county judge since 2019, so this is a major switch, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. So should we begin to wrap things up?
Yeah, I think it's time for us to wrap things up here on KXAN Plus, but where can everyone stay tuned to continue with our election coverage?
Of course, all the results at KXAN.com as they come in, as they update. And thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Plus. For Esmeralda Zamora, I'm Daniel Marin. Have a good night.
Thank you.